at the end of June, basically you're halfway through the year. And with your 2018 tax filing season already completed and receiving about half of your wages here in about 1 month, I wanted to bring up kind of a big point. A lot of people really missed the bucket on their 2018 tax withholdings. And that's because in 2017, when the Tax Care Job Act came about, the IRS updated all of the Irs Tax Table withholdings. And I want to give you an idea of what's going on here, right? So last year, the IRS updated the withholding tables that are used to calculate federal income tax withholdings from your paycheck. And the info from your W-4 interacts with those tables. So when you provide to your employer your amount of allowances, perhaps the number of children you have, people used to tell you that maybe if you had a mortgage, you would add an additional allowance, maybe not as important nowadays. However, filling out your W-4 is what correlates with the IRS tax table. So if you're a single individual and you get paid on a weekly basis and your paycheck is in between a range of $832 and $1,700, then they tell you, hey, withhold $87.34 plus 22% over in excess of an amount, probably over $832. So this is an example of the IRS tax table. Most of this just happens in the background for you, right? For instance, this is Gusto. This is a Gusto payroll tax stub, and this is what happened because of the gentleman's information that he put into his W-4 and the IRS tax table. Gusto said, hey, based on your earnings this year, we're going to withhold, this pay stub, we're going to withhold $151.72. And by the way, we've withheld $2,424.05. So here's a pay stub from Gusto. That's awesome. What's your next step, right? Well, my thought for you is this. We're coming into, like I say, halfway through the year. Once you receive your June pay stub, you can take a look at your federal income tax withholding and go to year to date and basically multiply that number out by 2. If you owed tax in 2018, right, if you owed additional money, well, first of all, really what you can go back and do is look at your 2018 income tax return. And if you look at line 15, that's the tax that you had to pay in total, right? And so if you're all the way through June, you're 6 months into it and you haven't paid half of that amount yet, then you need to add additional withholdings. So what's your next step? Do you have these situations? Did you have changes in income? Did you get a raise? Did you take on a second job? Does your spouse have a second job? Did you owe money or did you receive a huge refund in 2018? Either one of those, you might want to change the way your withholdings are being calculated. Were you married or divorced in 2019? Are you an owner in an S corporation or an LLC? And what I'm really asking you there is, do you have income from a flow-through entity, a business, a partnership that could affect your income tax return maybe beyond your control? So if you're a partnership and you receive a K1 and you're not necessarily active, if that business does well, then you're going to have additional income tax, and you would have wanted either to pay an estimated quarterly tax payments or have additional tax withholdings from your W-2 if you receive one. So those are your next steps. Look at your pay stub. Estimate your annual withholdings for federal and state. Compare the total to your 2018 income tax, line 15 on your Form 1040, and adjust as necessary. Like I said, we're about halfway through the year. Here's something else you can do. Conduct a Paycheck Checkup. Go to the IRS individual, and you can use their calculator. I wanted to give you a quick preview of what it looks like. So you can scroll down their website, and you can check out their withholding calculator. And you might mark that you're married, filing joint, and that no one else can claim you, and you hit continue. And then you start answering these questions. Yes, my spouse has a 401k. Number of qualifying childs, 2 or more. Yeah, you can see that as you begin to flow through this is only page 205, right? You might want to open up a box, read some instructions. The withholding calculator is almost as bad as preparing an income tax return. And if you miss anything, right, there's going to be a lot of red kind of nuances, red things to stop you. So I just said, hey, take a look at it. If it benefits you, that's great. If not, and you need additional help, maybe give us a call. So recap, the new tax tables caught taxpayers by surprise. Get ahead of the game this year by performing a quick paycheck checkup. If you are a business owner with flow-through income, be sure to estimate your S Corp or LLC income as well. And if you have any questions or you'd like assistance, be sure to give us a call. Brett Neal CPA, out.